Planting seeds is the only way to grow a beautiful garden. And yes, this is a metaphor about being a creative on multiple levels. So whether you're an actual gardener, an actor, a content creator, singer, dancer, writer, or any other kind of creative, please join me. It's story time. Now, the food that was pretty much non-existent in my diet before moving to Southern California 24 years ago, that is now a staple, is the ever-adaptable avocado. I quickly learned to make a killer guacamole, which I make often. It's one of my husband's favorites. But while the avocado is great in any number of Mexican dishes, another California staple, especially tortilla soup in this house, it's an incredibly versatile fruit. It's great as a side in salads, smoothies, sushi, sandwiches, anything that starts with an S, apparently. It's excellent in countless permutations on toast. I've even made vegan chocolate pudding with it. Yes, chocolate pudding. I've been wanting an avocado tree for a really long time. And while avocados grow year-round in Southern California, they can be expensive at certain times of the year. So about 14 or 15 years ago, some friends of ours moved into a new house that had an enormous, mature, gorgeous avocado tree in their backyard. Now, I love trees, and I can easily become covetous of people who have gorgeous specimens around their homes. But their avocado tree turned me absolutely green with envy. I've been wanting to plant avocado and citrus trees since we moved into this house. But we rent, and my husband has always been against making any capital improvement since we're renters. Well, trees were always a no-go as far as he was concerned. We've been in this house for 17 years now. 17 years. So yeah, stick it to the owner, sweetheart. We sure showed him, didn't we? I recently saw a video on TikTok on how to grow an avocado tree from a seed. Now this sounded like a delightful project. I love planting seeds. I take such delight in watching them grow into something beautiful. This process was different than anything I've ever tried before though. First, you peel the seed and then you cut a long dash into either side. Next, you wrap it into a moist paper towel, seal it into a plastic Ziploc bag, and put it in a windowsill for a week or so. Long enough that it begins to grow a root. And then you cover a glass of water with plastic wrap. You put a little tiny hole in the top, and then you take the little root, put it through the hole, and let the seed sit on top of the saran wrap on the glass. As long as the seed is touching the water, it's fine. Eventually, the roots will continue to grow into the water. And then the seed produces this little baby stem out of the top. And then leaves begin to grow from it. And finally, it's time to place it into a pot and eventually take it from the pot and put it into the ground. Well, I just got home from vacation, and guess what I found? My stem had grown leaves. Look at it. It took a little over 2 months to reach this stage, and now it's about time to plant this avocado baby into a pot. The one thing that was really interesting to me about this process is that once the seed was perched on top of the glass, I could see each stage of the growth cycle. The root got longer and then it split into many individual shoots, and then the stem began to grow, and now we have these little tender leaves. Planting seeds doesn't usually work like that. You invest your initial labor into the planting process, and then you just have to wipe your hands, clean up the dirt, periodically water, maybe fertilize them, and wait, and wait, and wait, and wait. I have a friend who told me that her therapist described her as a gardener who was incredibly impatient, that she would constantly dig up her little seedlings to see if they were growing roots, only to kill them in the process. Planting and growing seeds is an act of faith. You have to do the best you can to prepare the soil, tend to the environment, and then let the rest go, and let the universe or God or the miracle of Mother Nature work for you. Are you sensing a metaphor here? Because that's what it is. As I said, this is what it's like to be a creative. You make your art, whatever it is, and you put it out into the world. And then, to a very large extent, it's no longer in your hands. I mean, you have to water it and fertilize it and so on, but what happens after that, it's just not necessarily in your control. Now, if you're a content creator or, say, a songwriter, you might, boost or promote your video. You might re-edit it and then release it in different versions. If you're an actor, you have to constantly be planting the seeds of connection because so much of the entertainment business is about your network. People don't always realize that it's so much more than your talent. But regardless of the garden you want, you must plant seeds to bring your creation into being. You can't go to bed every night hoping to wake up to a rose garden if you didn't clear it and till it and fertilize the soil and then actually plant rose seeds or cuttings in the first place. I mean, to expect otherwise, that is magical thinking and it doesn't serve you, friend. You could technically be discovered in the grocery store, but it's not likely. Like, you have to do the work. And then you have to let it go and keep creating. That is what you do. How fun it was to see my avocado baby grow in real time. I mean, life doesn't always give us that opportunity. Either way, it's always worth the effort to plant seeds. Even when it's hard, even when some of them won't make it, even when it's not in your yard. You're here for a reason, and every day you have the opportunity to make the world a more beautiful place. So plant some seeds and let them grow. You, my friend, are a gardener.